Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really fascinating piece of tech, one that gives our gadgets a kind of superpower. I'm talking about the ability to see the world using sound.
I know what you're thinking. How can you see with sound? It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But believe it or not, the answer is all around us. In fact, it's a trick that nature figured out millions of years ago.
Yep, it's called echolocation. Just picture a bat flying around in total darkness. What it does is send out these super high-frequency sound waves. We call them ultrasonic because they're way beyond what our ears can hear. And then it just listens for the echoes that bounce back. From those echoes, it builds this incredibly detailed map of everything around it. It's basically nature's own high-tech sonar system.
Okay, so nature did it first. But what if we could take that amazing ability and, build it into our own creations? Well, that's exactly what the HC-SR04 sensor is all about. You can think of it as our very own mechanical bat.
So the official name is the HC-SR04 Ultrasonic Sensor. And its whole job, its entire purpose, is to measure the distance to an object using those same high-pitched sound waves we were just talking about, the ones that are impossible for us to hear.
And you know what's wild? The sensor itself is so simple. It's just got 4 little pins. You've got VCC and ground, that's just for power, pretty standard stuff. But the real magic happens with the other 2. The trig pin, that's short for trigger, think of that as the sensor's mouth. It's what shouts out the sound. And the echo pin, well, that's the ear. It's waiting to hear that sound come back.
Okay, so we have a mouth and an ear. But how does that actually tell us how far away something is? Well, it all comes down to this really simple process. A little shout and a whole lot of listening.
It all happens in 4 super quick steps. First, an electrical signal zaps the trig pin. That's the go signal. Step 2, the sensor lets out a tiny ultrasonic shout. Then, that sound wave travels out, hits something, a wall, a book, whatever, and bounces back. And finally, step 4, the echo pin, our little ear, catches that returning echo and times how long the whole trip took. That's it.
So now we have a time, right? The time it took for the sound to go out and come back. But time isn't distance. We need to turn that number into something useful, like centimeters or inches. And the good news is, the math behind it is super easy. To do that, there's one magic number we need to know: the speed of sound. It travels at about 343 meters per second. This constant is the key to the whole thing. It's what lets us translate time into space.
And here's the formula. It's just distance equals time multiplied by the speed of sound, but then we divide it all by 2. Now, why do we do that? Think about it. The time we measured was for the sound to go out to the object and then all the way back. It's a round trip. We only care about the distance to the object, which is one way. So we just chop that result in half. Simple as that.
So, okay, how good is it, really? Honestly, it's remarkably good. We're talking a range from as close as 2 centimeters all the way out to 4 meters. And the accuracy, get this, it's down to about 3 millimeters. That's like the thickness of 2 pennies stacked together. For a tiny little sensor that costs just a few bucks, that is seriously impressive.
All right, this is my favorite part. Because this little gadget isn't just for hobbyists tinkering in their garage, though it's great for that too. This thing is a core building block in so much of the technology you and I use every single day.
I guarantee you've seen this in action. Those little robot vacuums that somehow don't crash into your furniture? Yep. The parking sensors on your car that start beeping like crazy when you get too close to the curb? That's it. Even the automatic doors that slide open at the grocery store. From DIY gadgets to massive industrial systems, this idea of seeing with sound is literally everywhere.
So if there's one thing to remember from all this, it's this. The HC-SR04 is a cheap, super simple, and really accurate way to measure distance just by using sound. It's just a perfect example of elegant engineering.
And there you have it. That's the whole secret behind seeing with sound. It's a simple idea, one we literally borrowed from nature, and it has unlocked a whole world of possibilities. So that really just leaves one question, and this one's for you. Now that you know how it works, what would you build?